Welcome to another episode on Connected Crime Official. Today joining us is Zach Caruso, street name James Jimmy Easy Sirocco. Zach, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Jack?
I'm good. I'm
Long
good.
time no hear.
Long time no here. I'm gonna since we had our first podcast, I'm gonna obviously get back into it. That was in January. So
Yeah.
we put your podcast out and we got some negative press regarding it of the likes of Mob Facts, quite renowned, a big channel. They said a few things, that they didn't know who you were in not so nice terms. And obviously, Jeff Nadu, who came on and said, embarrassing, laugh out loud, whatever else. You seen the follow up video that we had to put on regarding him because he's the
I
only
seen
thing
it.
that was the only thing that was embarrassing was his boxing skills. He shouldn't be in the ring.
No.
So who the hell
He's
is he to
better with the
criticize
microphone.
anybody? So I understand where people were coming from when they criticize you when we put it out
I do
because
too.
because when I got you on, I couldn't find anything regarding you, research you and everything, and everything about you was in the book, which wasn't coming out after the podcast. And I
So
didn't
you
know
couldn't
you real.
tell.
Yeah, so I did. So it might have come across in the podcast that I didn't know what I was talking about, but at the same time, yeah, it did come across that because I couldn't do any research on you to find out exactly what you were involved in. So I
Yeah.
really didn't have a script to go by. So yeah, I put my hands up to that. If I came across as like this guy doesn't know really a lot about the mob life and which I profess I don't, you were the first person that I kind of got on and everything and that. So obviously, I was gonna ask you like, what was the? Did you get any sort of slack from it? Any, before John A. Light exposed you to say, listen, that guy is the real deal. He was involved in the life and he was knees deep in that life. You know what I mean? And he verified you, and you had the credentials that what you said and the names you said, because people criticize you on our channel about this guy's dropping names and he's doing this and he's doing that. We can't find anything about this guy. This guy's full of bullshit or whatever and that, which to our
I
defense,
got a kick out of it because I know the
yeah,
truth.
and we defensed you. We stuck up for you in them comments and that, and they're documented on our channel. We said, look, the guy hasn't come out. He's on the witness protection program. He's obviously not going by his real name. So give the guy a chance. When he's ready to come out and tell you exactly who he is, we're going to be the first ones who's going to get him on. Do you know? That's what I said. And we got some. We weren't really bothered. We believed in you, and we know at the and we're glad that John Alite came out the time he did, which backed
And
your
Anthony
claims up and
Ruggiano
everything.
came out, a bunch of other ones, Gene Barello, they all,
Yeah, yeah,
after that, me talking and saying my real name,
yeah, yeah,
everybody knew me in the streets. Matter of fact, a lot of people on Hollywood Wade's and your podcast saying, that's Jimmy Easy, that's Jimmy Easy.
yes, yeah,
It was
yeah,
people that knew. We got to remember, 20 years, you changed a little bit. I got
yeah.
older looking, a couple years older looking.
But yeah, I'm going to get straight into it. Firstly, I'm going to mention your book because do you know what that gave? I had a different kind of idea about the mob life. Probably the idea that I had in my head was the movie side of it. The glamorous suits, the not queuing up, and the Goodfellas kind of that kind of vibe. But from reading your book, it gave me a total different insight in what the mob life was really about. It glamour. The real the real mob life doesn't glamorize everything, and that it's not always suits. It's not always you know. You don't have to queue up for anything, and that gave me a good insight in it. So I just wanted to say, if anybody wants to read that book and get a true depiction of that life, I suggest you read it because it gave me a really good idea through your eyes of what that life was really about. It really did, and opened my eyes a little bit as well. To be fair, what you were actually involved in, how the organization, I say organization because it was all structured. You're like an employee of that company, you know, and if you don't do your job where you're supposed to, there's always repercussions, you know, and you're an expendable asset in that company. You got your CEO, which is your boss, and you got your managers, and down there as you come, you
Captains,
got your
consigliere,
captains, you got your associates, and it was run like a I'd say like a blue chip company,
enterprise. Yeah.
yeah, and the way you exposed everything about that life and everything, and
I didn't
um,
hold nothing back in the book.
you didn't hold nothing back.
I pretty much told just the way I raised up. I didn't
Yeah,
have nobody. I didn't have a dad that was bosses and this. I started on my own. I
yeah,
started in the street.
yeah. Like,
I came out of juvenile. I got in trouble as a kid a lot. When I came out, I never went home. I never had nobody hand me nothing. If I didn't steal it, take it, muscle it, I did. I was that was it. There was no. I had no safety net. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
when I came out, what I had was just what I could do, and
yeah,
I did. I was good at it. But the thing is, the feds kept chopping me down. 4 years, 3 years, 3 years, 2 years,
yeah,
18 months county jail, violations. This they couldn't get me on the bodies right away.
yeah,
They just kept giving me the called installment plan.
yeah,
So I
and
did a lot of years in the can.
yeah. And obviously, what was the lure to you? What was the attraction to you when you started of that life? Did you know people around at that time? What attracted you to think like, I want a bit of that. I want a piece of that action. And you obviously got groomed in a way of like, the people that you were around. My question to you is, how did how did that all come about? What did you like about that life that attracted you at an early age and had an impression on you at an early age? I know you mention it in your book and everything, and how it kind of gripped you, you know, and it takes you, it promises you a lot of things, but it under delivers, from what you say in your book. It's not always what it's cracked up to be,
Yeah.
the bad side of it, the good side of it. There is a good side of it, but it's from what you say in your book is a small percentage of it. The bigger side of it is the dark side of it, and that's a bigger percentage where they got you by the bollocks and you can't do jack shit without their say so. You can't even go to the toilet without them knowing where you are, what you're doing, and everything. You're owned by this company, shall I put it, like the mafia, but I think it's an organization, it's a company that owns you. You got interviewed at a young age and you took the job, you know.
At 17, I got out and I got a job at the racetrack, in the restaurant, the dining room, exclusive part.
Yeah,
It was a good job. It was a union job. And I got in it through Rudy. My father was always friends with Rudy. And that's how I went out with Rudy. And make a long story short, I had to have a job. I was on probation. I got the job there. I ran into a guy named Fritzy Giovanelli, Fritzy Gobble.
yeah,
And he was a big time bookmaker, loan shark, a captain. He took a liking to me. Always asked to sit at my table. And I gave them extra food. I treated them good.
yeah,
And I pretty much ran my own checks. The booze, they got checks for $80, 7 guys. Check should
yeah,
have been 1,000. I made my money there too. I did whatever I had to do.
yeah,
And finally he said to me, he said, listen, you know all the people around here, you're well liked. Why don't you take bets around here? And I
yeah,
bet all my life as a kid, even my father.
yeah,
Sunday morning betting football games, Saturday betting football. So it's normal.
yeah,
So when I was offered to be a bookmaker with this guy, I said, wow, I'm gonna take this. And I did. I started doing really good. Then he got pinched. He had a guy around him named Benny Russo and another guy, Alex. They had a pretty big office and they got pinched. And they laid low for a while. So I rented a little apartment, put a couple of phones. I got my cousin, started answering
yeah,
my own phone, writing my own work. Then I started running in beefs with like a guy can't pay me, and I'll tell him, listen, it can get ugly, whatever, threaten them, and they'll run to somebody. When they run to somebody, if I'm not around somebody,
Yeah.
I'm not collecting it.
Yeah.
At that point, I realized I got to be with somebody, and that's when
Yeah.
I sat down with Rudy. And he said, I'd love to have you because, and then I enterprised from there. I went into the loan sharking more than bookmaking. I did my bookmaking, but loan sharking was my big thing.
Yeah.
And then I got so big. Rudy was partners with a guy named Joe Smash, a Colombo wise guy. We
Okay.
worked together. They had one of the largest loan sharking business around.
Yeah.
Got to the point where I was running it for Rudy and Joe, doing all the collections, this, that. It was a problem. I went down. I did what I had to do.
Yeah.
Then I got to the point where Rudy said, "Listen, I'll give you 100,000. Start putting money out.
Yeah.
1%. I'll put
One
out
point.
three,
So,
4%.
so what did Rudy get out of that? 2, 3 points. So you got one.
He gets 1%,
Yeah.
and then whatever I get. But I'm
Yeah.
responsible.
Oh,
So
you
when
can
I give
add.
you money and you don't pay, he
Yeah.
don't give a fuck.
Yeah. He don't care. He wants his money
You
off
owe
you.
it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It's
And I
like a
was good.
chain. It's
I
like
was
a
good at
chain.
picking out good customers that have homes. Like
Yeah.
there was some of the big ones I did 300,000, 200,000.
Yeah.
I got to that point.
Yeah.
And at that point, those big ones were partially Rudy's and Joe's. We did it three ways or whatever. But we
Okay.
had a lot of Rudy had a couple of $1 million in the street.
Yeah. Yeah.
You believe me, if you add up the interest on that a week,
Yeah. So you're collecting in some serious money from it.
oh yeah. Oh, anything I need of Rudy. Rudy or Joe Smash. Joe
Yeah.
Smash is like nobody.
Yeah.
He loved me though.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, what about the guy? What about your story you mentioned in the book? I can't remember the guy's name who obviously owed you some money. You obviously loaned him some money. Was he the father in? Was he like father-in-law of the girlfriend that you were dating? What was his name? I
I
can't.
lent him money, Bob Stanley.
Bob Stanley. Tell me his
Yes,
story.
he had a limousine company. He had a lot of things, and he was doing a lot of shady things, robbing out of Kennedy Airport. He
Okay.
was a Kennedy Airport employee,
Yeah.
but he made so much money for stealing airplane parts.
Yeah.
And then when he wasn't with them no more, he worked with Pan Am back in the day. So
Okay.
he still had a hook to sell these little parts from Pratt and Whitney was the name of the company, like
Yeah.
blades for the engines and this and that. So he knew I had a hook in Kennedy Airport. We get a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah.
He's listen. Finally, I was dating his daughter about 6 months. He sat me
Yeah.
down. He says, "Is there any way you could get me airplane parts?"
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you do with them? To me, they were nothing.
Yeah.
So I had a kid, Joey, that was in there. He worked for one of the right where they were. They were in a steel cage. They were nothing to them, the employees. But Bob was selling them this guy, Gary Royster, was his real name. Henry, they told me his name was Henry in Atlantic City every time I met him to collect the money.
Yeah.
His real name was Gary Royster because he sold me a cigarette boat. And when I bought it, I seen the real name. Come to find out, I didn't even know he was selling the parts to Russia.
Okay.
And I didn't know. I says, I didn't know what treason was.
Yeah.
But they didn't charge me that because they knew I was just giving them to Bob. What Bob was doing with them, I didn't know. So make a long story short, he owed me a lot of Sherlock money.
Yeah.
Finally, I told him, listen, Rudy and Joe is calling in the money. They want the money. Because once you start coming in lame a little bit,
Yeah.
that's when we just say, no, Rudy's calling his money in.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have it. You better get it. You better find a way to get it. Mortgage your house or whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
So
How much did you? How much?
he ran a guy named Bobby Borriello. He was
Okay.
under John.
Okay.
And they called me to a sit down at the Blue Fountain Diner in Cross Bay Boulevard, Howard Beach.
Beach.
And Rudy said, and Joe Smash was there too. He said, "This is our money." He's just, up front,
Yeah.
collecting it, putting it out there. But part of it was mine.
Yeah.
So, make a long story short, because their captain and one was just a wise guy, they can't tell him he can't collect his money from a civilian.
Yeah.
So they got the money. So the guy Bobby Burriell kept saying, "I know this is your money. You outsmarted these people. You took his limousine company, this, that." He was
Yeah.
waiting for me to answer him back.
Yeah. Okay.
That
Yeah.
was just one beef with the Gambinos. Then it just kept going on,
Yeah,
escalating.
it kept going
Peter
on.
Gotti, another time. I wrecked
Yeah.
the Bella Vita restaurant,
Yeah.
and we were in there. We had a fight. We bust the whole place up.
Yeah.
The next day, my father calls me up. Peter Gotti wants to see you at the club. He
Your
said, "My
father
brother
called
attacked."
you up.
Huh?
Your father called you up.
Yeah.
Or
I
Rudy. Okay.
called
No.
Rudy. See, my father was close with Peter. He knew him good, from the neighborhood.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
he said, "Look, what are you doing?" These people around me, the Modikas, they owned it. That was the name of
Yeah.
it. I said, "Listen, a guy took a swing at me. I had
Yeah.
no choice but to fight back. If I didn't
Yeah.
fight back, what would you call me? A dog?"
Yeah.
He said, "Yeah, but you could have took it out. I'd have a chance." The guy bum rushed me, but
Yeah.
he didn't bum rush. I bum rushed him
Yeah. So was the guy you beat up? Was he involved with the Gambinos? Why did Pete Gotti get involved in it in that issue?
because the restaurant owner
Yes.
was around Peter Gotti.
Okay. Got you.
So
Okay.
they called him
Yes.
up and said, "This
Yeah.
guy come in here
Oh
and
yes.
wreck the place." They had
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
fight. So we want
Yeah.
damages. You restitution. I said, "Peter, how much is that?" A couple $1,000 of damage. No problem. Done.
Okay.
I said, "And you're gonna go in there and apologize. And you're not gonna go in there and eat no more." But I
No.
like the food. I know the kid Modica, Peter Modica. I grew up with him.
Yeah.
He's, "Well, I'll talk to him about that." I went back there and ate. I mean, I'm not gonna let nobody put a hand on me. No, no.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
carry a pistol everywhere I went back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
You never caught me without a pistol. Never.
Yeah.
Couldn't shoot him in there
Yeah.
because there was nothing to shoot you. It
Yeah.
was easier.
Tell me, tell me a little bit while we're on the subject of P. Gotti, Junior. What was your running with him? Didn't you have like a guy who you give money out to, you loan money out to, and he went running to Pete Gotti, not Pete Gotti,
Junior.
Junior Gotti, about the situation, thinking he might go away. That obviously he owed
There
you
was
loan.
about 10
What
run-ins
was the
with
guy's
Young
name? I
Gotti.
forgot. What was the guy's name? I can't think of it.
Habe. 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 I'll say
Okay, so
there's
he
two
owed you.
brothers, Chris and Doug. If you
Okay.
see them, they look like twins to me. I can't tell them apart. So
Okay.
anyway, he lived around the corner from my father's house. So he bookmaked with me for a long time.
Yeah.
Sucker. Couldn't win it if he tried. If he knew the results, he couldn't win. That's
Yeah.
how stupid he was. And make a long story short, he owed me enough money. I said, "Chris, Doug, whatever his name was, I want my money. I want my money."
Yeah.
He's, "Listen, I got this nice Lincoln. I'll give you the Lincoln towards what I owe you."
Yeah.
In the business, if you get a half a loaf, take it. It's easy
Take
to
it.
get the second half.
Yes.
So I took the car. His wife was related to the Gottis.
Okay.
John Jr.'s wife was Kim Albanese. She called
Right.
Kim Albanese and said, "Oh, Jimmy Easy just came here. He threatened my husband to take the car. He was going to shoot him."
Yeah.
Total false stories.
Bullshit. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So then when he heard that, then I had another beef with him about something else. Then the
Yeah.
fireworks. I was big.
Yeah.
Big.
I was gonna say, Senior didn't want you selling fireworks and other
Senior tried to
operations
stop me over the loan shark in Howard Beach too. He
in
kept
Howard
warning me.
Beach. And as we're on the subject of the Gottis, obviously, didn't he put a hit on you,
Yeah.
Senior? And how obviously they weren't successful in it because you're still here now. But what happened with that hit? And can you explain to me uh,
Well,
if you came anything close to them, being successful with that hit? I know they jumped you, and you know what I
yeah,
mean. They
there
beat
was
you
a
up
half
and
a
everything.
dozen of them, and they had bats. They tried to lure me into the car. They pulled
Okay.
up behind me with the right light on, like a cop car.
Okay.
So I had two pistols on me because I knew I had the problem with Junior.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had a 45 and a 32 or 38. I forgot. One on each side. I was ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
I seen the lights. You get caught in New York with a gun, it's mandatory 5 years. And when my rap sheet, I was arrested 13 times.
Yeah.
So my rap sheet, it's bad. I throw them under the seat.
Yeah.
So I'm looking in the mirror, see if it's a pinch or just a routine pullover.
Yeah.
Then when I seen third, fourth guy get out, then I seen another car. That's when I knew.
They ain't coppers.
At that point, it was too late. They had to come to my head. Move over. No.
Right.
I fought to get out. Because I get in
Yeah.
that car, you could take me anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Chop me up, whatever you want to do. So I
So
fought
they.
as much as I could.
Yeah.
Then next door to my house was a lady named Anna Fantasia, Carmine Persico's aunt,
Okay. Yeah.
and her sister. They lived next door with Jenny Fantasia. They had
Yeah.
a big dog in the house. So it was 9 o'clock at night. They heard the big commotion outside, and they opened the door yelling, "Hey, cut it out! You guys stop!" Blah, 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 blah. But we
Yeah.
kept going. I mean, I was almost dead at that point. I
She
mean it.
saved you. She saved you.
And her dog went right through I don't know what, through the bottom glass door or pushed the
Yeah.
door open. And they started running. One of them said, "Take the car." They took the car
Yeah.
and they burned it, left it burnt on Crossway Boulevard.
Okay.
And to make a long story short, they tried to drag me in the car too. But they didn't have
Yeah.
no time.
So did
If
you
they
get
didn't have me in
any?
that car, you wouldn't be talking to me today.
No. Yeah, because it would have been game over. Yeah. What do you think? What would have happened if they got you in the
They
car?
probably would have brought me to the Gotti's
Yeah.
and have fun with me.
Yeah. 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 I can imagine. Yeah. But
So
I'm surprised when they pulled a gun on you in the driver's seat of your car. They didn't. They didn't. They didn't pull it off, or
I
they
think
didn't shoot you or
I'll
nothing.
never know the truth. I
Yeah.
think they were just trying to get me in the car and take me.
Scare you.
But when I went at him, I don't know why he didn't shoot me. I don't know. I don't, I'm
Yeah.
glad.
Yeah.
I don't think they wanted to make noise. I
Yeah.
mean, they had two cars parked in the middle of the street. I mean, everybody was 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah. So what happened after that? Then was there any sort of repercussions after
Yeah,
that?
after that, there was a sit down
Between who?
between the Gottis and the and the Cavalcantis.
Who
But
was
in my
involved?
defense,
What?
there was a couple of guys that went to bat for me. One of them was Joey Messina. He was a boss of the Bonanno family.
Yes.
Good kid. Listen, you tried to kill him. He didn't talk. He didn't even tell.
Yeah.
He did the right thing. He's always been a good street kid, keeps his mouth shut,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and pretty much. So my thing was I asked to kill Junior. My
Yeah.
boss said, "You killed Junior. You
Yeah.
better take your whole family, move to another country, quick. John will go ballistic, just like when he killed the guy that killed his son. The kid on the
Yes.
little mini
Yeah. Yeah.
bike.
Yeah. 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 He went. He
That,
went.
that, that was his wife twisted his arm to do that.
Yeah.
And so, make a long story short, we sat
Really
down.
thought. Yeah.
We said, the guys at the scene, you can't kill them. They went there to do their job.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the kid that lied and said that you put a gun to him and took his car,
You can do
do what
whatever
you
you want
want.
with him.
Do what you want
You
to.
can't. You can't kill him.
Don't kill him in Howard Beach.
Yeah.
So now he drives a van in the morning, delivers fruit and vegetables. He goes down to the market in the morning, buys them,
Yeah.
delivers to your restaurant, your deli.
Yeah.
So he had a van. He lived right around the corner from my father. My father's yard, his yard backed up.
Yeah.
So I waited in his van. I got dropped off. We had two chase cars with police scanners. I had the pistol. I sat in the back of his van. Figure when he gets in, just pop him.
Yeah.
One morning, no. Another morning, no. Inconsistent. Third morning, we're pulling up. Chase car says, "Hey, we just spotted him coming out." I look over. There he is coming out of his house.
Yeah.
So I told Mikey Sapp, he was driving. I said, pull up, pull up, pull up. He was getting in his white Lincoln. I went to fire it. The gun
Yeah.
jammed, an automatic.
Okay.
So Mikey Sapp jumped out, fired a couple shots, didn't hit him. Got away.
Yeah.
We go over the Conduit Bridge by
Yeah.
Aqueduct Racetrack. We get on towards Linden Boulevard. The
Yeah.
police scanner already came out.
Yeah.
Shots fired on Cohancy and 155th.
Yeah.
Man tried to get shot. Man tried shooting on man. It came over to the whole police thing. He called the cops right
Yeah.
away. So
Yeah.
then after that, he ran to Junior, and Junior said, "That's it. You had your attempt, and you
Yeah.
did it in Howard Beach. You made my neighborhood hot again."
Yeah.
So we told her to leave it alone. So Rudy took me for a walk. He's, "Look, wait 4 years, 5 years. The old
Yeah.
man's gone. The kid has 100 enemies. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, he tried to flip. We'll go into that if you want. I
Yeah.
can tell
Yeah.
you who he sat with, what he told them.
Yeah.
And John, he said, wait 4 or 5 years. Grab him, clip him, bang, leave him there. Drop him right there, leave him there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then I kept getting picked up.
Yeah. It never happened. Okay.
But I
Yeah.
would have thought twice about it.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
He
I'm gonna get
is
on.
a bitch. He is
Yeah.
a bitch. I can say it to his face. He's a
Yeah.
punk. He's got no balls. He had his frontline guys, Johnny A. Kevin, all those
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
And then he got mad about the fireworks. You got to buy up me and my father.
Yeah.
This is since when? Well, then you got to pay.
Yeah.
He ain't paying nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little he knew the guy selling for him, Jimmy
Yeah.
D'Ambrosio,
Yeah.
was selling to me under the table, cash. Robert
Yeah.
Jr.,
Yeah. His own people.
his own
Yeah.
people. Like he said,
His
buy
own.
some off us. I didn't
It,
want to say we were already because when he said, at least
yeah.
buy some off Jimmy D'Ambrosio and his
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
I says, all right, I'll think about it. Meanwhile, I'm already getting stuff off him. So now I know
Yeah.
he's Robin Jr.
He's Robin Jr. He's ripping him off as
And
well.
come to
Yeah.
find out, Johnny Alep's telling me a story that afterwards
Yeah.
they caught the kid stealing. They broke his hands with a hammer. Boom, boom. They busted him.
Okay.
I wasn't
Yeah.
going to throw the kid under the bus. Say I'm already buying up
No.
Jimmy.
No. Yeah. 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 Got you.
Nobody liked him. He
And,
had no
and
balls. He had no
yeah.
balls.
And did you ever run into John A. Light on the streets?
I did, but not
Or
confrontational. He used to hang out at the PM lounge. He used to do a lot. Johnny had his hands in everything.
okay.
He's a big time drug dealer.
Yeah.
He did some stuff with Ronnie One Arm. John
Yeah.
Gotti, I believe he was with John first. John put him with him just to watch his son, to babysit Junior. That's
Okay.
what I
Yes.
think, but I
Yeah.
don't know for sure. But
Yeah.
Johnny A. would have never let nothing happen to Junior. Johnny A. was no pushover.
Nah. He was the real deal as well.
Yes, and you know what? I watched the podcast he did the other day. He
Yeah.
became like a congressman or something in
Yes.
Jersey.
Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah.
And honestly, he's fighting for like against these child molesters, and
Yes.
I'm all for that. I'm
Hundred
all
percent.
for that.
100%.
And
Yes.
I, I even shared it. Everybody should share it.
Yeah. Of
They're
course.
letting them.
100%.
Jersey is the worst place to live. The highest taxes,
Yeah.
the worst rules.
Yeah.
They're all left wingers.
Is that where he's from? John Ayla? Is that where he's living in Jersey?
Yeah, he lives in
Or
Jersey.
okay. Okay. I see some of his podcasts now and again,
I
but
did
yeah,
one with
he
Anthony
was,
Ruggiano. It comes out.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah.
It
I'll
should
follow
be out
Anthony.
soon.
Yeah. I wouldn't
Let me
mind
tell
getting,
you, him and Johnny A. are probably two walking encyclopedias about the mob.
yeah,
They go.
100%.
I
Yeah.
mean,
A
really,
to Z.
they go back to days.
Zach, I mean, your book, the A to Z on the mob life, you explain it so well. You say about other guys and, they know about the mob life. But listen, I think from reading your book, you got a real good understanding, and the way everything's explained in your book is second to none. I'm sitting in your shoes, navigating through what you were going through, imagining what it was like, and what, and it kind of like puts you in like, what would you do if you was in them shoes, kind of thing, and what you were involved in. So listen, people can criticize you as much as they want, but when you've lived the life that you've lived, I don't think there's 1% of the normal population that can they can comfortably say, yeah, I'd trade my shoes with you. It's all good and well sitting on this side of the table and looking at it from our point of view, what you were involved in, and trying to criticize you. But listen, you lived the life, and you come out at the other end from whatever reasons you had. Obviously, the life turned its back on you, and you did what you had to do. But I don't think there's hardly anybody that can do what you done in that life, you know, and what you were involved in. I mean, it's all right us sitting here and asking you questions, and you got your negative people criticizing you, but can they sit in your shoes? I don't think you know, I consider myself as a man's man, and I've got morals and everything else. But could I live that life when uh, it's- I don't think I could. You know, you know, you know. I don't think I can stand in your shoes from what you've been through, So, it takes a certain kind of mindset and a certain type of person and a certain environment to do what you done. Not anybody can do that. And you're in your right to talk about that life, whether people think that the guy's full of BS, he's this, he's that, but you've lived it.
I don't think anyone thinks that
And
now,
this is
because if
what,
they do, and if they want to bet, they can put up all the
yeah,
money they want. Whatever I'm
yeah.
saying, I could back up with my paperwork.
And this is what intrigues me, to talk to people like yourself, that have been involved in organized crime and that, and try and, like, put yourself in their kind of situations. What would you do if you were in that situation? Could you deal with that? Could you do this? And before that, I never had much of an understanding from about the mob life and everything. Yeah, you seen I posted posts and this and that and watch movies and everything, but from reading your book, it's a total different world. And
Carissa did a good job. She did. She's a
absolutely,
very educated girl.
yeah, absolutely. It sucks you in, and I only read it recently, even though it came out just after we had done our podcast. And when I was going to get you on the second time, like we are now, uh, I got it on Kindle, and I completed it. I really wanted. I didn't do it straight away in 2 3 days. I did it. Went back to it. Did a few
Yeah.
chapters. Went back to it and did it like that. I really wanted to soak in what you went through and everything, and pick up certain parts of your life and that, and and ask you questions about them. So my next question to you is the mer the what was his name, Vinny the Head. He had a brother,
Vinny
Charles.
Chiaffi.
Yeah.
He came
tell
to
me
me. He was a bookmaker around
tell
Rudy
me a
for
little bit
years.
about him.
His father was around Rudy for years. Everybody was around Rudy from the neighborhood there. And he came to me, and we were really close. Like, we're bookmakers together. After we closed the offices, we'd meet for a drink or dinner. And we're sitting there and we're talking. He said, "Listen, I'm jammed up with Rudy."
Yeah.
How much? He said, "I said, close to 300,000. You better get it." He said, "I need help." I said, "How can I help you, Vinny? Rudy's with me. I'm with
Yeah.
Rudy. I'm not going against Rudy."
Exactly.
He said, "I'll tell you what I'm going to do." He says, "My brother Sal, he's got AIDS. I want to kill him."
Yeah.
I said, "What do you mean you want to kill him?" He says, "Have somebody." Your brother? He's going to die anyway. I got a big policy. We backdated it. Me and Ivan Katz, a Jewish guy that we partners with, bookmaking.
Yeah.
Jews have all the connections for that. Make a long story short, they get a fake blood test on this kid. They had somebody else do it, insurance, and then I went to Rudy. I told him I have to ask Rudy. I went to Rudy. She says, "How much?" I said, "Rudy, he didn't say how much, but he said he'd be able to pay you off, give me 50 to 100 for doing the work." And Rudy said, "Do it. The kid's a piece of shit in the neighborhood. He's breaking old ladies' homes. Get rid of
Yeah.
him.
He's a junkie.
A junkie. Yeah, you see him
Yeah.
nodding out in the corners.
Yeah.
Breaking Joker poker machine. Broke one of my Joker poker machines. I had a ton of them.
Yeah, you did. I'm going to talk to you about one of them. That's, I think it was associated with Vinny Sorrow.
Yeah, he got mad.
The
I
one
had
in
one
there.
in Howard Beach.
We'll
Let's
talk
get
about
back
it
to the
after.
yeah.
We'll talk
So
about it after.
so
Tell
make
me
a
this.
long story short, Vinny gave us the green light.
Yeah.
So the kid used to hang out by a bar on 7th Avenue. So as we sat, we waited for him. I got him.
Yeah.
I said, "Sally boy," I said, "I'm going to do a score. You want to do it with me? Good money." "Yeah." He's, "I get to step out with Jimmy Easy." "Yeah."
Yeah.
Got him in the
Yeah.
car, and he left dead.
Yeah.
He got shot 5 times.
Yeah.
And then I dumped him on the Bell Parkway, and then
Yeah.
I go to Vinny and I said, "It's done. I need my money." I told Rudy it was done.
Yeah.
And make a long story short, he started giving me the runaround. And one of the guys that was on the scene with me, Pluto, he was a nut job. He killed a
Yeah.
bunch, 30, 40 guys that I could.
Okay.
And I said to him, I said, "Tony, his real name was Anthony Sawney, Tony.
Yeah.
Tony, give the guy another week. Give the guy another week." Make a long story short, he really was jerking us off.
Okay.
So now I said, Vinny, I cornered him. I said, you're going to have a major problem. You don't come up with this money between Pluto or Rudy. I don't know who's going to kill you first.
Yeah.
He said to me, look, I'm not lying to you. They're investigating the case a little bit because it's only been like 6 months, 9 months,
Yeah.
it's murder. So I said, listen, they don't believe you no more. So he bought Ivan Katz, his partner, Jewish guy, filthy rich bookmaker with Vinny. So he said to me, look at me, Jimmy, I guarantee you, he's not lying to you. We're waiting for the check. Piece of it comes to me. I guarantee you the money. I said, Ivan, hear what you just said to me. You're guaranteeing me the money. So if he
Yeah.
don't pay, I'm coming after your fat ass.
Yeah.
You got it. Make a long story short, I can't find Vinny no more.
Yeah.
Now we're looking for him. We're sitting in my apartment on 6th Avenue, 22nd Street. I lived on the main floor. Pluto lived upstairs.
Yeah.
Another family house. Angel and Penna lived upstairs. A Puerto Rican kid. He
Yeah.
comes home, comes running in my apartment. Says, "Hurry up! I see Vinny Head on 5th Avenue and 20th Street." They shot out the door. They didn't give me a chance to get in the car with them.
Yeah.
Pluto pulled up. It was a van, his work van, Angel's work van. Pluto pulled up. I was getting in his car, just popped him, hit him right
Yeah.
in the neck,
Yeah.
and he died.
Yeah.
So then I grabbed Ivan. I said, Ivan, you can go next.
Yeah.
2, 3, it don't matter at this point. I'm
Yeah.
getting my fucking money.
Yeah.
Ivan, week later, bag of money.
Yeah. Job done. Yeah. Yeah. Let me move on to you're running with. I think you had a Joker poker machine. You know when you say Joker poker, what are they like? Here, are they like gambling machines?
Hmm.
Joker pokers.
You go in a lot of grocery bodegas, grocery stores. You see them. They put money in
They're
it. The
gamblers.
wheels.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here, they're gambling machines. You press the
I had
button
them
and
all over. Rudy
so you had them
started
all
it.
over.
He gave me the business.
Okay.
He was down to like 20 machines. You want to buy the business? And I did. I bought a bunch more machines. I put a route. I had a route.
So
And I'll
you
tell you
had.
what else I was doing. I didn't
Yeah,
bring this up to nobody yet.
yeah,
I was going around to other Joker Poker stops because they're against the law.
yeah,
I was walking in the grocery stores with a badge.
yeah,
Whose machine is this? Not ours. What do you mean not yours? It's in your store.
yeah,
Listen, you don't tell. They're not going to tell you whose it is because they'll get in trouble.
yeah.
You
Because
don't
you
tell
need
me
a
who it is.
license for that. You
I
need a
explained it.
license.
We were posing as
Yeah,
cops.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I told them, I said, I'm going to confiscate the machine. I gave him a receipt. It'll be at the 7-2 precinct, whatever precinct it was. Take
yeah,
it,
yeah,
pick it up. Okay. Wrote all money
yeah,
and everything. Took
yeah,
it,
yeah.
broke it open, took the money out, put my new
Put
locks in another
put
location.
put it back out.
I went
Wow.
around I took, maybe 100 guys are going to hear this and say, he did it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He brought that
No
out.
way. That was a good
I robbed
earner.
them all of Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan. I had a
Yeah,
van. I was taking them like crazy.
yeah. So that situation happened with you with Vinny Saro.
So,
You had a
Vinny, I
Joker
had one in on Cross Bay Boulevard,
some
and that's
boatyard.
where his
Yeah,
hangout was.
yeah,
So there was an Amoco gas station. The guy I took to his gas station, he owed me all the
yeah.
money. Beefwood God, John, the father, started with him.
Okay. Yeah,
And then in the back they had a little bait and tackle place where I parked my boat. I had a cigarette boat.
yeah,
I bought off the guy Henry, a beautiful boat.
yeah.
And Vinny Asara's getting off his boat, and he's coming up the ramp, and I'm in the bait and tackle place. I heard his name before, but I didn't really know him into the face.
The people that don't know, Vinny Saro was captain of a banana crime family.
He
Yeah,
was involved. He was in on a tons of heist.
yeah. So he was like a big
He beat the
name, a
charge
real.
though.
Yeah, no, he's a heavyweight. In that,
But he
in
got
that.
bodies too.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
Megalops, he walks in. I don't know who he is. I'm talking to Philly, another guy who takes bets for me, does the football cards for me. And he comes in and says, whose fucking machine is this? It's my fucking machine. Why? And Philly elbow, that's Vinny and Sarah. And I heard the name
yeah,
already. I said,
yeah,
I'm sorry, sir. Why? I'm working for a company, delivering
yeah,
them. Who's your boss? And I said, well, I don't want to go into that. He respected that. I said, I can have him reach you if you want. You just have your boss get a hold of me, Vinny or Sarah from Howard Beach. They'll know who I am.
Yeah.
So, make a long story short, Rudy got a hold of him and told him it was his machine. And
Yeah.
but he was grouchy. He reminded me of the Grinch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got that grouchy way about, but he's funny. You watch him; he's funny in ways. But I listened to the kid Gene Barello talk about because Gene was close with him.
He was under him, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, Gene
Yeah.
was pretty accurate when he makes fun of him
When he makes fun of him, yeah.
because he
Yeah.
does make those faces with those little bifocals.
Yeah.
That was enough. I mean, I had 100 beefs.
Yeah.
I go on and on and on with them, but you know, I gave the life up. I live a new life.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later on. A few more questions I want to ask you. Vinny Palermo, you talk about him in the first podcast. He took over from Rudy. What was your thoughts on him when he took over?
My
Did you
life
get
was
on with
ruined.
him?
My let's put it this way. Remember how you said it's like having a job? At
Yeah.
that point, I knew my job was in jeopardy because we did not have no love. I dated his daughter.
Yeah.
Um, there was no. I didn't like Vinny, and not in a bad way. He was just a. I'll say it this way: a greedy motherfucker.
Okay.
He'll rob his own sister.
Yeah. No loyalties.
I did a score with him. Rudy sent me, said, take Vinny with you. He'll go with you. It was a
Yeah.
payroll heist. So the guy used to go to the bank, about 22-year-old kid, denim jacket, duffel bag, like he's going to school.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
tipped off by somebody that worked in the bank. I don't want to go into it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
She said every Thursday comes about 80 to 100,000, 120 sometimes we put in the bag. And so she
Yeah.
told me when, and I said, I don't care. I played to her.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm watching the following Thursday. Exactly like she said. Come down the elevator, the train track stairs, go in the bank. 10 minutes later, come back out.
Yeah.
The following week, I sit on it again. Same routine. I said, this can't be. I got this. I go to Rudy. I put on record what I'm going to do. He's, who you going with? I said, I don't know yet. He's, look at me. Take Vinny Palermo. He's good at this stuff. Vinny at the time was not the boss. He was a captain.
Captain.
So I took him. So make a long story short, we bought this kid, Anthony Muscle, big tattoo kid.
Yeah.
And when the kid came out, just like we said it, we sat on it 1 week with Vinny. I had to show Vinny.
Yeah.
This way he knew what he looked like, everything. The
Yeah.
following week, we take him. The kid's going up the stairs. Bang, he gets hit by the big kid. Knocked down the
Yeah.
stairs, out cold. Vinny picks up the duffel bag, gets in
Yeah.
his car. I get out of there. Oh, there was only 43,000, I think.
Yeah.
Then the bank girl said they robbed 140. She's a liar. You know they do that for more money insurance. Every
Yeah.
week in 80 to 120. So
Yeah.
Rudy said, what are you gonna do? He's a captain. You can't call him a liar.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
So
That
he
was the
took.
easiest money he's ever made.
So he swiped some money out of it and said there was only this much
Yeah.
in there when really there was more in it.
You can't
He
call
took a
a
big.
captain a liar.
He took a big chunk for himself. Yeah. Yeah. My next question to you is the 28 people that testified against you, uh, Vinnie Palermo, Anthony Rotundo, Frankie Scarbino,
Carbino,
the
Frankie
Beast,
Reach.
Victor Dicheri, Whitey, did when they flipped, did they testify against you? Did they
No.
drop you in it?
No. They came to me, the feds, because I was brought in
Okay,
2 months after them on an extortion charge, a guy named Jimmy Massiato.
okay,
I didn't do it. It was just their way of getting me off the street again.
okay, yeah,
And then when they got me in there,
yeah,
soon they get me in the police, they're booking me. I'm still on probation. I just
yeah,
came home. So now I got a violation in that. And they're telling me while I'm sitting there
yeah,
waiting to be booked in, we know that you killed Anthony's
yeah,
son, Pluto's
yeah,
son. We know you killed this or that. And I'm not even answering them. I'm looking at the wall like, shut the fuck
yeah,
up, I want to say. But Megalo, they said, listen, you
yeah,
got a great opportunity. We can let you out that door right now. and you
Yeah.
won't do nothing. You wire up and you stay out
Yeah.
there, make your money, just don't kill
Yeah.
nobody. I'm
Yeah.
looking at him like, are you done? I don't want to talk to you. No disrespect.
Yeah.
So I went to
What
the
was
system.
what was the point when you decided that enough's enough? The life hasn't given you what it's supposed to. Like you mentioned in your book that when you go inside and that the life's supposed to look after your loved ones outside and give them a you know give them money and everything, keep them going and everything.
Bullshit.
What when
They
you hit
don't do
rock
that.
bottom, what was the catalyst behind when you thought this life is just full of you know what I mean?
I gotta
It's not for
say, when
me.
I did go away the first time,
Yeah.
I was in Fort Dix. Chris Colombo,
48 months.
he sent me money up there, Chris Colombo, and I gotta
Yeah.
say that. I was
Yeah.
bookmaker with Chris Colombo a lot. Matter of fact, Hollywood Wade from Crime and Entertainment, he called him up and verified if I was,
Yeah.
and Chris confirmed everything. And he would send me, and but otherwise, nobody.
They didn't.
They forget it.
Yeah.
I had a son out there. Not one person dropped a dollar bill to my son.
Yeah.
Now, Wild Bill Catullo,
Yeah.
my son's mother used to work for AT&T, the phone store, right around the
Yeah.
corner from his club. So he'd walk in and pay his bill. Every time he went in there, he'd ask how I'm doing. Here, send this to
Yeah.
his commissary. Here's a guy I'm not even
Yeah.
with his family. When I came home, he wanted me
Yeah.
to come with him because Vinny flipped already. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not ready. Rudy was dead already, so he knew
Yeah.
he wanted me up there because Joe Smash was under him, so it was great. I worked with Joe with the Charlocking. Billy was a big
Yeah.
shot. Billy had a ton of money,
Yeah.
so it would have been a great thing. I go up there with him, and
Yeah.
Vinny was not going to release me because I was a moneymaker. But then
Yes.
really got pinched because Ralphie Guarino robbed the World Trade Center, the bank,
Right.
and he wore a wire on all of them while I was at Fort Dix. Or he'd have got me on wire because Ralphie knew me. We were like this. And matter of
Yeah.
fact, I shot his godson, Ronald Holmes.
Yeah.
And he told me, "Good, the kid's a fucking idiot anyway."
Yeah. Yeah. So did you ever get caught on a wiretap in that life?
Yes, I did by a guy named. Have you watched the movie Goodfellas?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Remember the
No. Very.
Bamboo Lounge, the guy that hit in the head with the
Yeah.
bottle? He wore a
Yeah.
wire on me, that bastard. Not the actor, the real guy.
The
Sonny
cop killers.
Wisconsin. I
They're the
think they
cop
killed.
killers. They're the two cop killers. They work for the mob. He was the. He was the.
Esposito's you're talking about.
Oh yeah. Was it one
Okay.
of them? Because he was in Goodfellas. One of them.
No, no. This
Not
was the
him.
guy that owned the restaurant. When he came over, he said, "Listen, the check is here, 6,000." And Joe Pesci hit him with the bottle. He owned that
Yes.
bar, that restaurant, Bamboo Lounge.
Yes. Yeah.
His
Yes.
name
Yes.
was
Yes.
Sonny Bamboo. His last name was
Okay.
Visconti. His
Right.
brother
Okay.
was the one that killed and left on the Bell Parkway with a canary in his mouth.
Yes.
So I don't know if
Wow.
he wired up just to retaliate.
Yeah.
But he was brought to me by Lenny Di Maria.
Lenny Di Maria, big name.
Yes, he said, don't worry about him. Do all the business you want with him. We're taking everything out of Kennedy Airport. Donna Karen dresses,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And the whole time, the warehouse we were using, the feds had it wired. The social club they were using, Portofino Social Club, you Google, it all comes up. That
Yeah.
was wired. See, I could talk about all this now because nobody can
Yeah.
piece who I am together because I'm saying who I am. I'm Jimmy Easy. I'm not hiding
Yeah.
it no
Yeah.
more. So now I
Yeah.
could talk more.
Yeah.
And everything was wired. It was a scam. They got me, Nikki, Lenny, and there was 47 of us.
Yeah.
46 got bail. I was the only one that didn't get bail. But Nikki and Lenny were acting bosses, and they got bought. They got bail.
Right.
But so they had it in for me. They wanted me off the streets. When
Yeah.
you got violence, you're a target. When you're a made
Yeah.
member, you got an X out on your back.
Yeah. They wanted to break you, didn't they? Really,
They
to a
wanted
point
Brett
where.
me to flip on Junior because as soon as I
Yes.
did, they put it
Yeah.
right on Jerry Capisi Gangland News. Jimmy Easy singing gonna testify
Yeah.
on John Gotti Jr.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They wanted me for that, and then there was other things, murders, and they
Yeah.
wanted me for.
Yeah. And when you testified, was there any particular people that you testified on, or not, or just
Hey,
just
like all
the
the bosses flipped.
yeah before you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the other guys all took pleas, and then
Okay.
everybody under me, none of them went to jail.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Not one of my friends could say they went to jail,
Yeah.
and I didn't hide nothing, but
Yeah.
it was just, they wanted the top enchilons.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Joe
Anybody.
Messina, um, they wanted the top guys.
Yeah. Anybody.
Louis Haha, he was a captain in the Bonanno family. They wanted him. Um, I mean, I knew them all. I could have gave stuff on every one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they only focused on the main ones. That they had cases going on. I guess they
They
never tell
used.
you where
Yeah.
they are with the
Yeah.
cases.
Yeah. Yeah. They just wanted you, if you knew any information regarding the people that they were interested in, that, you know what I mean, that might be, favorable towards you, to tell, or whatever it was.
And
What about?
I think in '99 or 2000 is when
Yeah.
John Gotti Jr. tried to flip. He
Yeah.
sat with the head of the Gambino squad. He did a queen for a day, they call it. That
Right.
means you sit there and you confess to everything you did. They
Yeah.
can't they can't indict you on your own statements.
Okay.
What they do is they queen for a day, you tell them all your crimes, who you committed them with. So don't let him
Yeah.
say he didn't talk about nobody else. Because what'd you do everything
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So he tried to name his own deal. He said, I want to be left, I want to be moved out of the country, no jail time. He tried to name everything he wanted.
Okay.
They let him spill his guts, tell them everything he did. So what they do then, they can't indict you on your own words. But if you
Yeah.
turn around and say, me and Jimmy robbed the liquor store. So
Yeah.
now they're going to go put the heat on you because Jimmy's told
Yes.
them that. They're
And
going to turn the heat on everybody now.
is it documented that he cooperated with the
Joey
feds?
Molino showed his transcripts.
Oh yes, yeah, yeah. Okay,
Joey
yeah.
Molino
I haven't
showed
seen
blew him
that.
up.
Yeah, I
You know,
remember now. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I mean, yeah, Joey blew him right out of the water. I mean,
yeah.
everybody knew it. He don't deny it now. He got to the
Oh, we
point where
don't
he
deny it.
sugarcoats it. I went in there to clear myself, to get me a clean slate and have a
Yeah,
new life, writing baby books. What baby
yeah,
books? A fucking
yeah.
kid.
The RICO, the racketeer influenced and corrupt
Corruption organization.
organization. When that came in, did you get charged with any RICO
I
charges?
pled to that.
And what was the impact of the RICO coming
What they do
into
with a
the
RICO is they
mafia?
take you two worst charges. My
Yeah,
continuous enterprise was murder and loan sharking. So that was
yeah,
my two predicate acts they made me plead to. Murder and loan sharking. That was my two biggest things.
yeah. Because with the RICO act that came in, they've just got to make, all they got to prove is that you're associated to an organisation. They don't need to prove any offence. Once they find out that you're associated to that organisation, they can prosecute you for whatever they want. They don't need to prove it. All they got to prove is you're involved in certain things to do with that family. That's all we need to get you on a RICO. I
Yeah.
think that changed the landscape of the mafia when
I
that
think they
came in.
built RICO purposely to get the Italians and probably the Colombians at the time,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
mostly the Italians. Because
yeah.
anytime three guys stand around and conspire about something, it's a crime.
It's a
You
crime.
know,
Yeah,
if your last
yeah,
name ends with a vowel, you're going to jail.
yeah,
Or,
yeah.
to be
100%.
Italian, your last name ends with a vowel.
Yeah,
See, they changed a lot of rules. Years ago, you had to be
yeah,
100% Italian. Not no
yeah.
more.
Can you, Zach? Can you give me the difference between like the life that's portrayed in the movies, for example, Goodfellas, and I've obviously explained it at the start of it and that, and what the real life of the mafia is. For anybody listening out there that thinks, like myself, who thought only watch movies and everything, that's glamorized, you don't see the bad parts of it. Can you tell me um, how different, how different the movie side of that world is to the real side of it? The life of it. What do
Well,
they get right? What do they get wrong?
they look. They only show you the weddings, never the funerals. The bad parts. Like
Yes,
when they try to recruit a guy, they take him out, want to dine him, drinks, girls. Wow, I want this life. They're molding you. They're recruiting you.
yeah,
It's the
yeah,
same thing when I was a kid. I was 8, 9 years old at the racetrack. Jimmy Burke, Paulie Vario, they give you
Yeah.
$20 bills like it was pennies.
The Lucchese crew from the
Yeah,
Goodfellas.
and
Yeah.
you're looking at these guys, say, wow, people coming over, kissing them, hugging them, treating them like royalty.
I want a bit of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said, exactly. I said, why can't I be like that? I'm 100,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I was able to go to the racetrack where they'll make a bet because of
Yeah.
Jimmy Burke and them told him take the kids' bets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was at the racetrack by myself at 10 years old, 11 years old, coming out of school, going to the track.
Yeah.
I was never a good kid. School, nothing.
Yeah.
I was in
So there
trouble.
was so there was perks to that life, and then there was pitfalls and downfalls. More downfalls and pitfalls to that life than there is, the nicer things to that life. But like you said, the movies don't explain that side of it. And like I said, I'm going back to your book. You explain it to a T. You know, everything's explained in your book of, the pros and cons of wanting to be involved in the mafia, for somebody who wants to like glamorize and think, I wouldn't mind a piece of that action growing up, thinking, oh, I want to be a part of that. But you explain everything so perfectly. If you want to be a part of that life, expect this, you know,
Expect
uh,
jail time, expect betrayal.
rules. Yeah,
Yeah, listen, I went to jail times. People, I had money out there in the streets. I came home, most of it
yeah,
was gone. Some of my bookmaking customers were supposed to be being taken care of. I lost.
yeah,
It's like, guys going to jail doing the right fucking thing, and they're
yeah,
picking apart every dollar they can rob from me.
yeah,
Instead of getting my money, collecting it, keeping me happy, doing my
yeah,
time, making sure my sons got money. No.
yeah,
Now, Rudy was alive, different story. He
yeah,
died. I got locked up January
yeah,
23rd, 97, with Nicky and Lenny and all them, 47 of us.
yeah,
And I did my time. The whole time I was up there, I got money from one guy, Wild Bill and Chris Colombo.
yeah. You said, how
Colombo
long
guy.
did you do? How long did you
I
do?
did 40 something months, 46.
Yeah.
It was not.
Okay.
Look,
Yeah.
I had no problem doing it. I've been arrested 13, 14 times. Not
Yeah.
many guys out there could say they did that and stood up straight. But when you're
Yeah.
standing up straight and you're earning so much money for the family, then when you go away, you realize who your friends are.
You know what I found out about that life and life in general? People want to earn the money, but they haven't got the whole ingredients is like you. Like you can earn the money, you can do the violence, and you can do the jail time. Some people have got one of that, and they might not be able to do the jail, or they might not have any of it, and they're made guys, for some reason that they made them for something else. But when they go to jail, they can't handle jail. Do you know what I mean?
I
You,
know guys that flipped at the door in the
yeah,
car on the way to the police station.
yeah. I mean, you were in that life. You was an all rounder, an earner. You could do the violence, uh, negotiator. You could do your loan sharking and Shylocking and everything else. And then the most important one was you went to jail as well and done it like a man should. You know,
Not once, 4 times I
four
did
times.
it.
So
Not
in
one
that,
time I could say somebody came up there and said, "Hey, here's
yeah,
1,000 if he comes. Go see my kid. Give him $1,000." What does it
yeah,
give? Me?
yeah, yeah,
No, anybody out there that's listening and knows me will say
yeah,
Jimmy was the most generous guy around.
yeah. There
Every
are
guy
some,
that went away around me, we
yeah,
made sure he had money. And Christmas time, I took a collection of everybody around me. We're going to send
yeah,
him money up there.
yeah,
Them days are over. Look, the mob
yeah,
life, the 70s, 80s. Now
yeah.
you got
Nothing.
young kids.
Yeah,
They won't do no more murders. So if you take the murders out of the picture,
yeah,
what's more a bank could do as much damage? Send you a threatening letter.
yeah, yeah,
The whole
yeah,
thing about the mob is intimidation. Now they don't want to
yeah,
do murders no more, which is a good
yeah,
thing, I could say. But
yeah.
how do you expect people to respect you if you ain't got no
Because
violence? Because you
because the
can't take them to
mob,
court. You can't
yeah,
sue them.
because the mob life was built on fear, loyalty, and if
Now
you
they
haven't
took
got
away
them
the
ingredients,
murders. They're
Yeah.
hiring Latin kings to do murders.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I'm glad I'm out of it.
What? Yeah. So what's the current kind of, fast forwarding from then to now? What's the kind of current? What's the word I'm looking for? What's the life about now in the 20th century now, like in 2026? Do you hear of things that go on in that life, or you
Look,
don't have
there's
nothing to
one
do
guy
with
that
it?
took over the Cavalcante account, Joey Scafani, Tinia they call him. When
Yeah.
I tell you this guy, when I went away, he had to be about 60 something. Still living with his mother, broke as a doorknob. It's who he could rob.
Yeah.
This is what I would have came home to. Me, a
Yeah.
big earner, guys that don't know how to earn with more
Yeah.
power going to be taking everything from me.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to put up with it. I knew I was either going to get killed or go to jail because I'm not going to put up with a guy named Joey Scafani. If
Yeah.
you ask about him, ask him about nobody.
Yeah.
Well, is he capable of killing somebody? Yeah. But
Yeah.
so what? Who ain't? Who can't pull a fucking trigger?
Yeah. True.
It's the thing is,
Yeah.
if you can pull a trigger and earn money and do all
Yeah.
the right things, I did it all.
You was
Never
you was
got
yeah.
nothing, nothing out of it. I made more money for the Cavalcantes than most guys out there, and I could say that
Yeah. You was an asset to them.
big time. Even Johnny
Yeah.
Ayla said, obviously, they kept him around. He was a moneymaker, and he's right. And Johnny was a very, I mean, he was like John Gotti's pit bull. I mean, he told him to do so.
Yeah.
John loved that kid.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
junior, I don't know. I don't know. They're two different people. Johnny
Yeah.
Ayla got balls. Junior didn't have balls.
Yeah.
I really believe he was just his bodyguard. His father told him, watch this kid.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna ask you that. Was you ever a religious person? I'm gonna come on to like, your accountability, when the time came for you to kind of move on to your next phase of your life, coming, from the witness protection program, coming out of it, you know, um, you know, did religion play a big part in your life
No,
when
it
you
didn't take God to make me change. It took me
know
saying, asshole, you're the
to
only
yourself?
one going to jail all the time.
Yeah,
You're coming out, you're missing a bunch of money. What do you
yeah,
do? And
yeah,
like Anthony Vigiano made a really good statement the other day. He's the
yeah,
problem you had was you were with the wrong crew. They were
yeah,
weak. They were weak.
yeah,
And John Gotti liked them because when they needed the guy Fred Weiss murdered, who'd he
yeah.
call? The Cavalcantes.
The Capricantis, yeah, yeah,
You know, they did work for John. So that's
yeah,
why we were able to get away with a lot more.
yeah, yeah,
Junior just
yeah,
didn't care about nothing.
yeah,
He wasn't a pimple on his father's ass.
yeah. Yeah. What was life like for you when you came out the witness protection program? And because I know in your book you say like, you were in a couple, you were in different locations. They located, they housed you in different locations. When you settled, I think was it in Arkansas? Kansas, was
I'm in
it?
Arkansas now. I live in Jonesboro,
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Yeah. What was life like? What was it like trying to adapt to a different life from the life you knew?
It was kind of hard because Arkansas is
Yeah,
kind of a lot of country people, and I stand
yeah,
out like a sore thumb.
yeah,
But I own car dealerships and stuff, and I'll
yeah,
tell you what, I made more good friends out here
yeah,
than you'd ever imagine. People
yeah,
out here, that Southern hospitality,
yeah,
it's great. Good morning, sir. Nice. How you doing, sir? Have a good
yeah,
day. New York, you say to somebody, they look at you like you're nuts.
yeah,
When I moved out, he first got out here. Let me tell you a story.
yeah,
Driving my car, and I didn't know everybody waves to each other. So I'm at a light. Some guy waves to me. I says, God, all these guys are gay out here?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And when I met a girl and I told her, all these guys wave to you. And they started
yeah,
laughing. She said, that's just the way we are out here. I thought they were
yeah,
all gay.
yeah. Everybody's just friendly. Yeah,
Very friendly. It's so much
yeah,
nice. So, oh my God.
yeah.
You got to see the way I live.
Yeah, nice. That's good. That's good to know that you could make that transformation. But my question to you is, I've got a couple of questions. We're at the end of our podcast. I'm going to ask you. You know your previous life, does it always weigh on you heavily still? Is there like regrets? What you did in that life. Do you carry them regrets with you? Will you ever carry them regrets with you for the rest of your life? It must weigh heavy on you. It's a
The
burden
regrets
on your
that
shoulders.
I pretty much became a failure, became a rat. To me, that's like the worst thing in the world, besides a child molester. And I'll say it to everybody, even though, like people say, you had every right to, your whole family collapsed on you. They all pointed the finger at you. I was charged
Mm,
with crimes I didn't even do.
yeah, yeah.
They didn't think I'd flip. Nobody thought I'd flip in that family.
So
So, and at that point, I'm saying, look at this. They're drowning. They're pointing fingers at me at things I didn't even do.
yeah, yeah,
Tell me, what am I stand? I'm going to come home to Joey Scafani that
yeah,
don't even have enough money to pay rent.
yeah, yeah,
He's got to take everything I own. If not, I got to kill him.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
No, that
yeah,
20 years I put in with the Cavalcantis, I made them a ton of money, maybe more.
yeah,
It was all rap. It was like getting fired from a CEO job,
yeah,
making great money.
yeah,
So I'm coming out. I got to start over again.
yeah,
So at that
yeah,
point, my lawyer came to me again and said, "Listen, Jimmy, they're not looking to
yeah,
hurt you. They,
yeah,
they, they know you'll come out and you'll probably know how to behave," and which I proved I can. So,
yeah,
and a lot of these podcasts, they say, well, these guys, they'll go out and they'll kill their neighbor. This, that. My neighbors love me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You
I,
know,
I was the president of the Optimist Club, charity for kids.
yeah,
I did
yeah,
a lot for the community. I don't even go into it.
yeah.
I do a lot.
Yeah, people like yourself who've had life experiences, who've turned a corner, um, who've like gone from bad to good. You know what I mean? People gravitate towards you because you've got life lessons that you can teach people. And now you're a positive person doing positive things. You got kids now and everything. And of course people will never think bad of you because you're telling your story. You got your book out and everything. You're deterring people from going into that life. You know,
Dead
because
again.
you've been
Listen
there,
to me.
done
It's
it.
over with. That life is
So
over. There's a
you'll
kid out there
you'll be
listening. I'll tell him right now. You're a
yeah,
fool. Don't let them sell you a dream. It's over.
yeah, yeah,
You know what
yeah,
it's going to be in 5 years from 10 years from now? It's who's got the strongest crew. Like you got 6, 7 guys, hard hitters, the richest guys. They're going to be well respected than a Gambino, Bonanno, this and that.
yeah,
Because nobody
yeah,
wants to do violence no more. So
yeah,
you get the
yeah,
Albanians and all them tough kids. They're going to take over everything. The Russians too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You said something in your book like, do you still kind of carry the ghosts from that past with you? How do you cope with like, do you still get sweats or you wake up in the middle of the night thinking about situations? Are you still like aware of like your environment because of what you've been through? You
People
in
ask me
your
all the time, ain't you scared? You go online, you're saying where you live. I have to give them
yeah,
my address. Like one guy
yeah,
kept commenting, running his mouth. Like,
yeah,
buddy,
yeah,
I'll send you a plane ticket
yeah,
and I'll pick you up at the airport.
yeah,
I
yeah,
got anybody wants to come, let them come.
yeah. No, I mean like, and then so you've like kind of moved on, even though that was a big part of your life, and it's still it'll always be a big part of your life. You'll always think about things, and you'll always probably miss things.
I miss the good living.
Yeah,
The good
yeah,
living, the fine food, we treated good. That's one thing I got
yeah,
to say. We didn't loan for anything. Money was not an object. To me, it wasn't.
yeah,
Some guys it was because they didn't know how to handle it.
yeah,
But
yeah,
the life was glorious. But I kept going to prison. I mean, look, there was
yeah,
attempts on my life. I still wouldn't cooperate.
yeah,
Look at Fat Pete Giada. He
yeah,
was shot by Georgie Conti and all them. They shot this guy 14 times. He
yeah,
lived. He flipped.
yeah,
They tried to kill me. I didn't flip.
yeah,
No, that
yeah,
wasn't enough. I was thinking of killing Junior, not flipping. I couldn't wait to get out of the hospital to kill him. But
yeah,
everybody, Joey Messina, everybody said, "Oh, don't even go near that."
yeah,
But What you gonna do?
I'm going to wrap it up now, Zach. I could go on speaking to you all night if I'm honest, but my battery is kind of low on my tablet. So I'm going to wrap this up and just give an end message to people listening to it that they should read your book. You got your book. If, like I said, if anybody was like thinking about going into that life, they should read your book. I think your book is really interesting and it gives a really good insight into the person you are and into that life as well. So, I just want to thank you for coming on, really, and
Anytime, anytime.
telling
You
us,
you were my
telling us,
first, podcast, and
yeah,
you believed me, and I wasn't
yeah,
trying to fool nobody. I was just trying to
yeah,
keep my name, and because, like I said, I'm well respected in the neighborhood where I live
yeah,
now. I own multiple businesses,
yeah,
multiple rental properties, so I tried to keep it low. But then when I decided to do the book. And then everybody
yeah,
starts saying, that should be easy, that should be easy, that should be easy, or he's a fraud.
yeah,
That's when I said, you know
yeah,
what, I'm going to set the record straight. Because my big
yeah,
mouth ex wife, trash that she was, she told my
yeah, yeah.
daughters everything. Your daddy, you convicted of murders.
Yeah, yeah,
At that point, I said, you
yeah,
know what, I'm going to sit them down, tell them the truth. And my middle one,
yeah,
Juliana, she's like, Daddy, write the book.
yeah. I mean, I read your book. You're a brilliant father. You're a family man now. The most important things in your life now are your family,
My
work
girls
life,
and my son.
your girls, your kids and everything. And you've turned a big corner in your life, and you're happy and everything. It's a good ending. It's a happy ending, for you, and may it long continue for you. And yeah, on that note, I'm going to wrap it up, and we're definitely going to stay in touch with each other because
Anytime you want.
Zach, you're a likable man, and I admire what you've been through and everything. And it's nice, what I mean, for you to share your stories with us. It's really good, and hopefully we can do it justice, and we'll get it out there, and people can see you in a different light.
I've been invited on a couple more too. I'm just,
Yeah,
taking
just
my
getting
time now.
started.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I was gonna, I knew I was gonna do yours because you gave me the first
yeah,
opportunity.
yeah,
But I'm gonna sit
yeah,
back for a couple of weeks now. They're
yeah, and
starting
just
to
chill out.
phone me up to do it,
Yes, yeah,
and
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
mind it. Like I want to do one with Johnny A. Light. I wouldn't mind
Yes,
doing
all
one
the
with
main
Gene
ones.
because I know me and Gene would have a ton of laughs.
Yeah, yeah, Gene. Yeah, Gene's good. Gene's
Yeah,
good. I gotta get him on.
I
I
do
gotta
one
get
with
him on.
anybody because I like reminiscing about the old days. I miss
Yes.
them. I miss them.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, that's it's a way of talking about it and reminiscing on it and thinking of the good times, bad times. And when you talk about something, it takes you back to that era for a split moment in time when you're talking about it. And you'll always have that, and you'll always do that because it was a big part of your life. So thanks for coming on, and
Thank you for having me.
yeah, no problem, and we'll get this aired out, and obviously we'll stay in touch, and I'd like to see your journey on other podcasts and everything, and see how you get on with everything. But yeah, I appreciate you giving your time to me, and and coming on to our show. So I
Anytime.
thank you for that.
Anytime you call me up, I'll be there for you.
Okay, thank you,
All right,
and we'll
brother.
speak
Say
soon.
hello to your partner,
Take care,
your
Zach.
producer.
I will do. I
Okay.
will do. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Subscribe and stay connected.